Good morning and welcome to another Q&A Monday. This week's question says, how do I stay in control of my day instead of my day controlling me? Well, this is an issue we all have. You have great intentions, you have a to-do list, you have a top priority, the top 5 things that you're going to get done, and then you show up in the office and everybody has an issue or a problem or something that they need you to tend to. Because you are the entrepreneur, you are a great problem solver, you're the natural person for everybody to bring their stuff to. So I would recommend this. Number 1, get very, very clear about what is your top 3 things that you got to get those things done today. That matter of fact, if you got those 3 things done today, it wouldn't matter if you quit the rest of the day and went home because it would still be a very productive day. And you put those in first thing when your energy is the highest. And when your energy is at its peak, which is typically for me, earliest in the morning, earliest in the week. Could be different for you, but more than likely it's somewhere along there. And you just make sure those things get done first. And then the other thing I would do is if you keep having issues that keep you from doing the most important things, this is a great exercise that one of my coaches had me do years ago that was probably one of the pivotal points in my life. And what he did was first he tricked me. He said that a temp agent was going to come out and write down every 15 minutes what they saw me do. And that they were coming on Monday and they were going to stay till Friday, and every 15 minutes they were going to write down what they saw me do, what activities, and they were going to get it to my coach on a daily basis. And as my coach was explaining this to me, I began to feel my reaction. And my reaction was one of panic. Quite honestly, I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I felt my neck get red, which is what I do when I get nervous. And I really got anxious thinking that someone was going to come sit beside me and write down every 15 minutes what they saw me do. So after a long pause, he said to me, Linda, when I do this, when they come and when they've spent that week with you, what am I going to see? And I thought about it for a minute. And I said, you are going to see one of the best weeks I've had in a long, long time. And the reason I knew that was going to be true is because there was no way I was going to let someone sit next to me and write down what I was doing and it be nothing or things that didn't matter. And so I thought many years since then I've thought about, wow, what if I just had that level of accountability for myself? So every once in a while, if I feel myself wandering or not really quite being productive, I'll just go back to that exercise and I'll take one of my forms out and I'll write every 15 minutes what I see myself doing. And it just kind of helps me. It's kind of like, have you ever noticed how when you call the doctor, almost by the time you talk through the problem with them, you kind of already fixed yourself or whatever, or coach or whatever. And so it works the same way. For some reason, just the thought of me having to do that corrects my activities and corrects my focus to get it back where it belongs and on what matters most. And then the second part of your question I'd like to kind of answer is, so it's either 1, a lack of my focus, or 2, it's a lack of my team's ability to handle the issues that keep me from being very productive. So the second part of this that I would check off on if I were you is why does the team feel like you need to handle all these things? Why can't the team handle them? So I think part of writing this every 15 minutes out may either show you it's you being off focus, or it may show you that somewhere on the team people aren't able to handle issues, so they keep bringing the issue back to you. And sometimes that's because of our fault, because we don't give them the authority or the empowerment to handle certain situations, and so they're afraid to take that and do something with it. Or sometimes they just are not the kind of person that feels confident to take control and take care of an issue. So check those 2 places, and then let's just see if your day doesn't get back more in line. But again, you got to start with a very important reason of why your most productive activities are your most productive activities. They're going to lead your life somewhere. And remember, if we don't control our day, somebody or something else will. And so we want to not have regrets in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or the end of our career. And the only way to ensure that is to take control of the activities so that we wind up getting results that we are happy with, that we're excited with, and that leads to a great free life that gives us margin for what matters most. So hope that helps, and I'll see you next week.